So we're going to start with the case now. I just want to double check with my motherboard. What's the position? Okay. Review. Can do it. Okay. I don't think it's installed properly. Push it from the inside. There we go. Two more to go. 3. Okay, I believe that is good. Just gonna double check that everything's okay. All looks fine. I've decided to install my power supply towards the end of the build. Let's move into installing the motherboard. I've already installed the I/O plate down there. And so right now I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 standoffs. I don't know if I'm going to need this center standoff. It's kind of got a rounded head on it, so let me just check on the motherboard. So I guess that rounded standoff, I don't know if you can see it clearly. That one will act as an anchor point or to center the motherboard. It'll help in mounting. That's what I believe so far. Let's see how it works out. There we go. Okay. So I think I'm going to start installing the screws on this end. That way it will push up against the all the input output, and it will push those up against that plate and secure it. So guys, I want you to watch out for this. Alright, so this is one size and this is a second size. So they're considerably different. Make sure you use the correct screw for the standoff, or you will end up damaging your motherboard. Okay folks, we have our motherboard installed. Our 3950X chip in place. I think what I'm going to install next is my video card. And these are extensions for power supply. I have to say this card has some weight to it. Because I need to make sure to take this plastic shielding off. Might hamper a little bit in heat dissipation. Okay. So they provide, okay. So there is also this cover on the back, but make sure to get rid of that too. And we also have a cover for the PCI connectors. So I'm going to bring up my motherboard, take off a couple of those plates since it looks like it mounts in two places, and then in two slots, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm about to install the video card, which I will be installing in this uppermost slot. You know, I don't really like having my NVMe so close to this, so I'm gonna check and see how this slot, how the card lines up. If it's way too close, I might just move this down to this other position that's available. Take this off the connector card. I've made sure to take off all the plastic covering. Now this can be a little tricky. This card is pretty big, but that's the beauty of this board. I guess I'm gonna have to remove another slot here. Okay, I believe you need to take out the second and the third slot, not the first. Let's give it another shot. Now this card is fairly long, so if you that is a little bigger, but I'm still struggling a little bit. Here, let me try this another way and I'll be back. Okay, so I took off this fourth screw from here, and I'm gonna give it another shot. It seems to be fitting a little better. Alright, there we go. Okay. Okay. I don't know if you can see this here. I'll try and move the camera a little bit. So right here, I did find a little bit of an offset, so I had to physically put my hand towards the back of the card and push it up a little bit. But I will say that as soon as you mount the card, please go ahead and mount these screws and put it in place, because it is a heavy card and you don't want accidental touches to torque the PCI slot. Okay, another observation, if we pan back here, right there, so the exhaust for the chipset blows right into the card. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but I guess we'll just have to see. But in any case, it's a 2-slot card, so I am going to install the first slot that I took off initially. I would say if you're installing this card, the XFX 5700 XT, remove the top 4 slots on this board before installing. It'll just make your life easier. Okay, so far we have our CPU, we have our NVMe, which you can't see anymore, and our memory installed up here. And now our video card. So I guess it's time to install the cooler. So I'll be back. Okay guys, so I guess I made a rookie mistake. I did not take any of these protective caps off my display port and my HDMI ports, and I believe that's what was pushing up against those slots when I was trying to put the screws back in. So time to uninstall and reinstall. I hope I haven't destroyed any of the PCI pins, so we'll see how that works.